What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again, finally, for a new episode for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all already know what's been going on this past weekend, so that's why my videos are late, and I'm trying to get them out, trying to get back on schedule since I got the day off. So we are now getting, what is this? Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 11, makeup, slip-ups, and cover-ups. Okay, so we get into the episode, and it picks up where we left off. Why does this look like it's back? Anyway, we pick up where we left off last week, okay? Drew getting into it with Sheree. I'm gonna be honest, Sheree don't care, okay? Let's just be 100% real. Sheree doesn't care, and Sheree kind of put this out there without saying it when she said in the confessionals, well, you want to get mad at me for bringing up your stuff at your house or whatever and talking about it to this person and that person and talking about your financial situation when you did the same thing to me at King's party. And you know what? Sheree actually is kind of right. Even though I said what I said last week, like I didn't like the fact that she brought up that the lawsuit situation at her party like that, and because Sheree was being messy. Sheree was intentionally being messy at that point. And I still don't like it, but I get where Sheree coming from now because I had to think about it. I said, you know what? The main reason why Sheree and Drew got into it and got off on a rocky start was because of the way Drew brought that information to Sheree, and it was in a messy way, and they didn't even know each other like that for her to even be doing that, So it's a tit for tat type of situation. And I hate to bring up the zodiac sign, but sometimes as Capricorns, we could be real petty. We could be real petty like that. So I agree. It's messed up. It's really messed up because I have some of those traits too, where I would tit for tat and make sure I get my revenge back too. So, and I feel like a lot of us would do, well, some of us would do that. Some of us a little bit more mature. Let's be honest. Some of us a little bit more mature. Okay. But, but at the same time, Drew is saying she had a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of stuff within this lawsuit that they can't talk about. And Sheree is like, you are a totally different person right here than the energy that you was giving off in there or whatever. And I had no idea that you was going through all of this stuff with this lawsuit, the stuff that you can't talk about and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. Because at the same time, I'm not even going to lie, y'all. When Sheree was in that confessional and she said, you ain't got $1,000? I don't know why. It just broke me down for a second. It was just the way she said it. Because, truth be told, I was thinking the same thing. I said, child, I would have just went on ahead and get a girl $1,000. Well, we gonna go to jail. Like, come on, why are we suing? Why are we going to court? It has to be something different. Y'all, if my voice crack, it's just been, y'all already know, it's just been a mess this whole weekend. I've messed it up. So hopefully it stays like this. Because the last video I did, it gave out completely at the end. Okay? Y'all will see that later. It's coming up. But my whole thing is, what is going on with this lawsuit? And I understand that Drew said it's not just $1,000. Because Kenya said, how many broke bitches does it take to get $1,000? Do broke bitches, split lawsuits or whatever? But my whole situation, my thing is, I get that you're saying that it's not just about the $1,000, and she's saying that she done paid this woman, they done gave her the money for her services and all the things that she was doing. I get that, and you feel as though if you pay her the money, it's gonna give her one of those feelings of that she's just gonna keep coming back and trying to get more and trying to get more and trying to get more. I'm a little confused about this situation, and even about how Ralph plays a part into the situation, because when she was in her confessional, she was like, because the producer said, is there anything else that's going on deeper that we don't know about? I got glitter still on my face. Y'all, the shirt that I was wearing yesterday, I did not expect it to be so glitter filled. I thought it was just sequins and stuff like that. I put that thing on, and when I tell you, it is glitter everywhere. My sister texted me and was like, it's glitter all over my front seat, the whole front of the car. I came home, it was glitter all over my body, and I took a couple of showers, and it still didn't get it all off. Oh, girl. And I'm so annoyed. How do y'all do that? Y'all girly girls and stuff that like the glitter shit. Like, how do y'all put up with that? But anyway, so you got that going on, but she basically said she don't trust Ralph. The producer asked, is there anything else that's going on that we don't know about? And she was talking about how, it still gets to a point where when Ralph leaves, she don't know what he's going to be doing. And I don't even feel as though that this situation, this feeling that she's been having about Ralph and this non-trust issue has been happening since the show, since season 1, and since that whole Tampa situation. I truly feel that it's been happening way before. And she's using this show to really fully open up her eyes to things that she probably already knew. And like, she needs to be like, this is what's really going on and I can't turn a blind eye to it anymore. Like, but still, if you're saying there's something else deeper that's going on with the lawsuit, and I was looking at Candy speak on it last week, and she said that Drew won the lawsuit. My thing is, what deeper is going on? Because the only thing I can think of that would make her want to bring this to court, and I'm not talking about Drew, but I'm talking about the lady, and then you're talking about Ralph in your confessional. Like, did he have some dealings with her that he wasn't supposed to, and she's trying to get back at him, or what is happening? I need to understand. Kenya and Sonya was out there, and at one point, because Kenya was just like, girl, you need to open up, you need to say something. Everybody was just basically saying it, because at the end of the day, Drew, we can't read your mind. No one can read your mind. And like Sheree said, I had no idea this was going on. And I said, at the end of the day, Sheree, you wouldn't have known what was going on because y'all not friends, like you said. Y'all not friends. So, of course, she's not going to open up to you and tell you anything. And, Drew, you can't expect her to, be your friend when she just said she's your friend, okay? She can't have those same privileges if the person just said that they're not your friend. So just leave it at that. They did kind of make up. Baby, when they was out there, Marlo, Courtney, and them, they was up beside. And Candy had got up. She said, listen, girl, I gotta go to the bathroom. Where Sonya and them came back in and there, it was like, listen, she said, and cut. No, I thought she had left. She did go to the bathroom. Sheree and what's her name? Drew, they did hug it out a little bit. Sonya came in, wanted to be the one that talk and tell everybody what happened. And, I really think it's something deeper. It's really something different because I never seen her be this vulnerable and everything. Baby, Candy said, you know what? I just don't understand why Drew acted like this. Like, I done seen much worse thing happen to her, and she ain't react like this. Like, what's going on? And my thing on that situation, I'm going to have to get on you, Candy. Because if that's your homegirl, if that's your friend, and you seen her in worse situations, and she didn't respond this way that she's responding now, you should have got up and you should have went out there to see what was going on with her. That's your friend, right? And you know how she is, right? Because that's what you literally just told us. You should have went out there to see what was going on with her instead of just saying, like, she'll be all right, it's all right, whatever, When you just said you don't know why, it's like she's acting. And then you kind of put it to the side and basically said it's like she acting. Like, girl, go out there and be concerned about your friend. Regardless of how you may feel, it don't take much to just act like you give a damn. You know what I'm saying? That's why some people say that you don't. I'm just being honest. But then they had a little conversation when they were talking about Candy, because apparently Sheree and Kenya was having this conversation where, did y'all hear when Sonya said, I know some of us don't like each other, but when we talk, can we just, listen to what each other has to say, give each other that much respect without having to interject and talk over them or whatever? That's just my 2 cents. Kenya, but put your 2 cents in the jar, because ain't nobody asked, all right? She was like, I'm just playing because Sonya know that I love her, whatever. I like her, whatever. On Twitter, I guess, last week, she said, Sonya ain't friends. I said, oh, Sonya. That's her name. But, hey, they started talking about Candy because I guess, like I said, Sheree and Kenya had this little conversation about basically Candy not being around. And what they need to realize is that even though Candy is on this show, and I know some people are going to be like, well, if you that busy and you ain't got time for this and you ain't got time for that, you shouldn't be on the show. I understand that, but this is a reality show, right? And the reality of it is everybody is not just going to be sitting around doing nothing people gonna be working. And I would have liked if and 9 out of 10 is the reason why we didn't see it on the show probably is because we saw it in a separate show. The stuff that was going on with SWV and Escape and them show. So I feel like they was filming both at the same time. And so that's why we didn't really get that footage on here, because we got it in a separate show. But at the same time, you know, they can bring the cameras with Candy, unless y'all trying to give her another spinoff. Y'all can bring the cameras with her when she's doing work, okay? So that we can actually see what she's doing. We know that she's busy. We know that she's out here. Hell, The Shy is about to come back on in a couple of weeks, all right? We know that she's still on there. We know that she's out here acting. We know that she's out here building businesses. We know that she's out here producing. We know that she's out here doing it. We know that she's still on tour with Escape. How is Escape still on tour? Be like, you got another tour date? Like, what is happening? I was like, oh, okay, get your money, mate. You know? And they trying to tell her, because that's basically what she was saying. Because even Kenya was like, you don't have enough time. Like, we ain't really been spending time and all that stuff. And Sheree saying it, basically everybody saying it, and we seen it throughout the episodes. Okay, we're on episode 11, and we saw when Sanya said, oh, she showed up to my event, so I guess I'm her favorite because she ain't really been showing up to people's stuff right about now because she's been busy, you know? And that's a legitimate excuse that she's busy, but at the same time, I get where the girls is coming from. They like, you know, how do you balance, you know, your personal life and your business life and, you know, kicking it with family and friends and stuff like that? You have to take time out for yourself. You have to, you know, have that self-care. And Candy's whole thing is, which I feel like some of us, or a lot of people, myself included, when we get to we come from a situation where we probably didn't have anything, or we didn't have much. We wasn't struggling, but we probably, one bad moment could put us on the end of struggling real bad. You know what I'm saying? And then we get ourselves to a point where we're financially stable, and we should be content. We should be in a good place, and we shouldn't have to worry. But we still, in our minds, feel as though we got to keep on doing stuff because what if? You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to go back to where you came from. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose it all. Like Candy said, like they're still building. That's what she feel like. She's still building, and it's just like, it's almost like PTSD. You know what I'm saying? So you just keep going, you keep going because you don't want to lose, all right? And you just feel like, if I don't, I may just lose out on this, and I may go back to being in the poorhouse or something like that. And that's not necessarily the case. It's a mental thing. It's wherever you came from in your environment, how you grew up. That's what it is. And then Sheree had the nerve to say, well, you know what? I never had that problem. Because, you know, I like money too. But, you know, I don't have that problem with balancing between family, friends. I said, hold on, Sheree. First of all, Sheree, you are not a businesswoman on the level, never have been and never will be on the level of where Candy at. Candy have real businesses, okay? Candy has real production stuff. Candy is out here really working. And mama, I really don't know how Sheree is literally making her money. She's still getting money and alimony and all that stuff from Bob. Like, what is going on? Because till this day, I do not know how that house got made. I understood that it took years to get made, and she wasn't paying people, and she must have finally paid the right people, and she's still in the house. But how the freak did the house get made? Who paid for it, and where did the money come from? I just want to know. Because it seems like Sheree is living comfortably, and I ain't mad at it, but I just want to know, since you said you ain't got that time, you ain't got that issue. Girl, because you don't do shit. Like, what? But anyway, I was just like, yeah, Candy, you do. Sometimes we do have to just sit back and allow ourselves to enjoy the fruits of our labor. That's basically what the friends have said. So, basically, everything is okay. So you get the next day, people are getting ready, the girls getting ready because they are going out, but it is raining. One thing that I cannot stand is when we go on a trip or wherever doing something and it starts, girl, I feel like I'm just having PTSD, because when we was at the as I said in my we was at the freaking Renaissance concert on Saturday, and we had to sit out there in the rain. When I tell you, I feel as though they should have had at the stadium, they should just have extra ponchos, them little cheap little thin ponchos, or some little plastic or whatever on deck that you can give out for free, because we can't control the weather, because we ain't know it was supposed to rain. It didn't say it was gonna rain on the app, and the only reason why I knew it had rained other parts of the city because somebody that I know told me that it had rained in that area. We didn't know it was coming to Soldier Field. And so we sitting out there for damn near an hour in the goddamn rain. When I tell you I was soaked and some of my clothes was white, I said, so baby, it's like a wet t-shirt contest. And it kind of ruined the mood for a second, until it stopped. But when I went to Puerto Rico, it was raining that first day. I mean, when we got to the hotel, it was torrential rain. So I understand when they was talking about something, when Sheree said, girl, the trip ain't even going the way that it's supposed to be because, listen, they done got into it on the first day, Candy sick, then you got the whole thing with the rain and all this stuff, and now what happened with Kingdom? Let me just say this. Candy, what was the point of you showing up? What was the point of you showing up? I mean, I know you trying to feel as though, I guess, you being supportive and you here for your girls and all that stuff and boo, 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 boo. But who goes to Portugal? Who goes that far overseas for 2 days? For 2 days. I don't even care if it's business. I'm gonna stay an extra day or so just to look around. Girl, who goes for 2 days, okay? If that's the case, mama, you should have just stayed up in the United States of these Americas, okay, down in Atlanta, Georgia, and you should have did what you had to do because what was the point? Like you said, the first day you was sick as ever, and then the second day you gotta go spend it at the hospital with Kenya. Girl, who got time for that? You ain't get to do nothing. They was supposed to go down there and see go to the market, get their food for lunch, have the people come back. They was going to the restaurant for them to cook it up or whatever. Everybody downstairs getting ready. They done came down there. Now see, they was waiting for Kenya to bring her ass. All right. Now Kenya, what is it with you with being on time? Okay, you niggas really don't know how to do. Y'all love CP time. Okay, I just don't like it. I just don't like it, baby. I'm having flashbacks. Cause do you know? Last night we sat out there in that goddamn Soldier Field for over. That bitch was late. Okay, and we ain't getting no explanation as to why. You know I love my girl, but I said, girl, what? I'm ready to go home. I literally was sitting there. Like, what's going on? What's going on? King, you always late like that. And then your ass is up there drinking some tea or some coffee that you don't know how to make. I'm talking about, that's because you didn't make it right. That's just all that it is. All right? They get on a bus, okay? It was enough time for Sonya to go change her clothes. All right? And then they go get on the bus. Baby, they waiting to see what Kenya at is after 10 o'clock now. It's probably 11:30 or whatever. Kenya finally come downstairs. Now, first of all, Ken, you ain't know that door, you ain't seen no, that door didn't go to the side. I said, at least you didn't run into the window, okay? At least you stopped to see exactly if the door was going to open when it really was going to open because it was a window or whatever. But then she go outside when the door finally opens, and because, yes, it's raining outside, and I don't know what type of shoes she had on. She had on some flip-flops or something like that. Mama went out there and slipped and fell so hard. I felt bad for her because the person that fell before like that and messed up their whole side. I felt bad. That is no laughing matter. I really hate looking at videos when people fall and do all that stuff because, again, I get PTSD because that is a scary thing. Especially, girl, you just don't know. You just don't know. And she fell hard. She basically messed up her tailbone. That's what it looked like because she couldn't even get up. And that was one of those situations where y'all be thinking that falls is just a fall. You can get up. No. I saw a video where this girl fell up into this foam pit at something or whatever, and she wound up dislocating her spine. The way that she fell and she tried to get up, come to find out her spine at the back was dislocated down at the bottom. I said, oh my goodness, she was in so much pain, and it was like the adrenaline. And then when King got up talking about, basically her tailbone was messed up and her back, now she got to go to the hospital, and then you get Courtney go up in there talking to Drew, talking about I feel like this is karma and all this. The universe has its way of working things out, and this is karma, for Kenya, and just to get rid of all this negative energy. And is that the ambulance? Is that a structure? Oh, it's just something being a little bit dramatic and all that stuff. I said, damn, Courtney, you that mad at Kenya because Kenya told you don't touch her and to respect her boundaries in her space? Wow, that lady didn't really do nothing to you, and you doing all of this. This is messed up. And let's be clear. Listen, Kenya ain't never been. We know Kenya passed, and we know how she is, and we know how flippant she is. But at the same time, why would you say some stuff like that? Because when you say stuff like that, don't you know that that stuff can whirl around and come back to you if you believe in that? If you believe in karma like that, that can roll back around and get you too. Okay, since you up here saying, well, basically you said that's what she get. All right. And even Drew said, I don't like what she's saying. I said, well, Drew, why you ain't speak up then? Why you telling us in your confessional instead of telling her? And then when Sheree get up there, she gonna say, oh my God, is Kenya okay? She's being rolled out. I said, why you asking? You don't care. You really don't. Sheree's kind of over it. I would have been over it too. Kenya said, yeah, I'm gonna go to the hospital. Candy, you gonna go with me? Candy was looking like, damn, so you just offer my service. Now you ain't even ask me. I said, that's your friend, right? Go with her, go to the hospital with your friend, okay? You ain't doing nothing else. You ain't really want to be there no way. I said, damn, Kenya, get your shit together. So, the girls go ahead and they go to the market, right? They going to get the food. They do all that stuff, make fun of Kenya and her butt, talk about the rabbit got a BBL, and that's what Kenya needs to go to. Well, that's what Marlo was saying. So they finally get all of that. And they called Candy and Kenya, and they're still up in the hospital. They've been there for hours. And what really upset me about this scene is the fact that some people really think that y'all are somebody. Yes, Candy may be worldwide. Worldwide don't mean that everybody in the whole entire world knows you. It just means that people from this place to this place may know you overseas, but people from this place to this place and this place probably don't know you from overseas, okay? That's understandable. We get that. And it's the fact that the girls were sitting there like, because Kenya still up in the hallway, they waiting or whatever, and you got them saying, well, especially Marlo, if I'm worldwide or whatever, ain't no way in hell I'm finna be sitting here just, waiting out there in the hallway or whatever. Do they even know Candy? You can't even see Candy and all this stuff. Boo, boo, boo. And then Monietta talking about you need to have somebody there to tell them that this is a VIP so that we can expedite the process. I don't care if you VIP, a worldwide person. I don't give a damn. I feel like you need to wait in line just like everybody else. That's not right. I don't care who you are. Baby, you could be Rihanna. Okay, I don't give a damn. If you show up to the emergency room with a non-emergency situation like that, you're gonna fucking wait. You're gonna wait just like everybody else. Okay, that's how I feel. I just was like, y'all can't come to somebody else's country and talking about throwing your weight around in your so-called celebrity status that you have in the United States of America mostly, and y'all barely got that. Okay, I guarantee you, y'all go to a hospital or whatever, even over here, you're not going to get expedited because most people probably don't even know you, and if they do, they don't care. You're just going to be a regular person. That irked me. I'm so sorry. That irked me. As somebody that had to spend a whole bunch of time up in a hospital emergency room, and I know how long they can take, and then you're in another country, and then they don't speak English like Candy said, or I said Kenya said. Girl, just sit down and wait, or come back and put a freaking ice pack on your back, okay? Get you some Motrin or some Tylenol, some ibuprofen. One of the such. You can take Tylenol, you can take ibuprofen together, baby. I done had a couple of surgeries. I know what you can take, okay? Do that and put an ice pack on your back and then rest. There you go. There you go, okay? Because that's probably all they're going to say. I don't know. Then they get to the restaurant, and one of the chefs comes out there telling them what's up, whatever. Marlo is infatuated with his voice, started talking about how Stockley be sounding like when they be on the phone and all that stuff. And, she was blushing a little bit. I don't even mind the relationship. At least she got somebody. That's fine with me. Okay? And then here comes... Somebody said, is it the one that, Kenya said that it was like a Tinder date? I think it was Sheree. Sheree's so messy. Kenya said, it's like a Tinder date, that Tinder date. And then, I think Monietta kind of reiterated and was like, people move in the way that they want and whatever and all this stuff and woo woo. And I'm just sitting here like, what? Why y'all see everything be going so fast? We ain't having no trouble. We ain't having no shade. And then it takes that one person that want to come in and throw some stuff out there, start a little trouble, get a little hoopla. I said, sure, you could have kept it to yourself or whatever. But hey, you know, it is what it is. It do. I think they're still together though, or at least friends. I think I just saw a recent video of Marlo dancing with Stockley. I think it's recent when she was in the red, all red. And don't get me wrong, Marlo look good. Okay, Marlo look good. She deserves her happiness. She deserves to be loved on too, no matter how evil of a person she can be. You know, I feel like everybody deserves to be loved one way or another. So hey, if this a little plaything, let it be a plaything. If it's real, let it be real. It is what it is. It ain't no man to me. So yeah, they continued this conversation, and Kenya, not Kenya, but Marlo basically said it ain't no Tinder date. Okay, just leave it alone or whatever. I will say this. Even though Sheree brought it up, Mangetta had to confirm it and say what she said or whatever. When they got onto the whole part about, you know, Kenya and the DM situation and the whole Marlo putting it out there that she knew Roy or whatever, Mangetta, I hate to say this, but I'm calling it like I see it. At this point, I do like Mangetta as a person, but I really don't see what her purpose is at this point, and I see exactly why she is not a housewife yet, and she's just a friend of, because she's literally acting like a friend of, meaning I'm going to take up for you regardless. Yes, take up when you need to take up, but let's not start starting stuff or whatever that don't even need to be said. And if another person ain't have an issue with it, and the main person that it was done to allegedly, if they didn't bring it up, you didn't need to bring it up. This whole thing about talking to calling Marlo out and trying to make it seem like Marlo was trying to, oh, see my voice going in and out, trying to you know, was trying to like do something or whatever, when she made mention that, you know, she knew Roy or whatever, and you trying to make it seem like she did that in a like she was trying to be malicious, or, you know, she was just trying to come at Kenya or whatever, talk about something you just didn't like that and all that stuff, and that wasn't right, like you was trying to throw it in her face. No, and this is coming from somebody that y'all know throughout this whole season and even last season for the most part. I don't give a damn about Marlo, but see, I'm the type of person, even if I don't like you or I don't like what you do, if you ain't in the wrong and I don't see that you in the wrong, I'm gonna say, got that glitter before it get into my eye, I'm gonna say that you're not in the wrong. I didn't see what Marlo did wrong. And even with that, and I said that last week when she put it out there that she knew him. And that's what a lot of people do. Like, if you be like, oh, I was talking to so-and-so. Oh, you know him? Or you know her? Oh, my God, I know them too. That's how I took it. I did not take it as Marlo was trying to come and get at Kenya and be like, nah, I had your man before you had your man. Because if that's the case, she would have probably lied and said she was all up on that man, instead of just clearing up the fact that she had one date. And it wasn't even a real date. It was a lunch date, okay? Like, Mangetta, that wasn't needed. I know we want to stick up for our friends or whatever, and that's why people be saying, baby, it seemed like you be, like Sheree say, it seemed like you got your head stuck up Kenya and Candy's ass because of the way that you came at them like that. And I'm like, girl, calm down. That wasn't even needed. It wasn't even that situation. I don't know if you're trying to make a mark or whatever, but it's just not working for me. I don't think we need her on this show. We really don't, because she really hasn't done anything to even... I don't know why she's on the show. And truth be told, and I hate to say this, Courtney has made more of a stance on this show than Mangetta. And I don't even like her. I don't like Courtney's mouth. Okay? Because when Martell called and they was talking about, oh my God, I want to just say that I like Martell for Sheree. I did. I was like, oh my God, what? Her mouth is because she got thin lips. And she got big teeth a little bit. And so it's weird. That's what bothers me. And then I think her mouth crooks to the side sometimes when she could talk. It just irks me. You know, of course they was caping for Martell. And I said, Martell got that lady over there gushing, and he can't even claim her. Like, he still calls her friend girl instead of girlfriend on his own show. But hey, it is what it is. If it's just a sex thing, just let it be a sex thing, okay? Meanwhile, they bring up the whole situation when Drew got into the whole thing when she went outside and she was crying, and how Candy said and sing. Now, see, girl, I ain't know that she said that, and they played that back, and we saw it. And I'm not even surprised, because earlier when I said, she was like, Drew has been in more situations worse than this, and she ain't even had this reaction, and it seems like she's acting. That's what she said in her confessional. So her saying and sing at the seat, yeah, that was kind of, no, it wasn't kind of, that was really messed up. If that is your friend Candy, you supposed to get up there and you supposed to go after her. And like they said, Drew, she didn't even get up and she didn't go after you. And I get, yeah, sometimes stuff happens or whatever, and you probably irritated or whatever, but it just don't look right, Candy. At the end of the day, we know that y'all friends. We know that you like her. We know that y'all care about each other and all that stuff, but that did not look right. Me as a friend, regardless of what's going on, I don't care if I feel like the friend is faking it. I feel like they just got into it with somebody in front of me like that, and their feelings is hurt, even if you don't think that they're hurt on purpose or whatever, and they acting or whatever for attention. I'm still gonna get up and not look like a bad friend in the midst of these girls, okay? That is my friend. I care about her. Regardless of if I think that she putting on, I'm still gonna go out there and check on her. And I really do feel like, Candy, you should have got your ass up and you should have went to go check on her. Instead, you got your ass up to take a piss. Girl, get out of here with that one, okay? I have to keep it real with you, mama. Gotta keep it real with you. That wasn't even right. So I wasn't mad at them for calling you out on that, because that wasn't right. Meanwhile, Kenya back at the house, at the hotel. She was at the hospital for 7.5 hours. That is a whole day job, okay? That is a work day. That is a work day. I'm sorry, Ken. I probably would have left your ass. And of course, Candy in the backseat eating. Girl, all right, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing broke. Didn't I just say, take some Tylenol and Benadryl or whatever? Well, not Benadryl, but ibuprofen. 800 milligrams ibuprofen, and go lay your ass down with an ice pack on your back. That's it. That's it. So, Kenya gets back to the room. The girls go out to like this arts and craft pottery type of situation, was coloring some hearts and stars and all that stuff. Then they wind up having like a little slumber party at Sheree's room. Everybody showed up and stuff for Kenya. Kenya, I don't know what type of drugs they gave her, but Kenya, girl, you was sitting up. You was sitting up like this, and you was leaned over that laptop to see if you won that People's Choice Award, but you didn't, because Khloe Kardashian did. Anyway, and I was like, that back must be feeling really good, and them drugs that they gave you must be working really, really well, because you weren't looking like you was in pain at all right at that moment. I'm just going to assume the drugs kicked in at that moment. And everybody showed up. Sheree had ordered some food, and she said, oh, look who it is. It's Candy, looking like Cleo. I said, that girl. Candy had them braids the whole time. But see, listen, why don't I need to be sexy and dressed in my good stuff just to see y'all for a slumber party? I'm putting on my sweats, I'm putting on my regular pajamas or whatever. Like, come on. I can't be dressed like I would have dressed, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. They wanted that to roll with her braids. She had them braids the whole time, and now you want to say she looked like Cleo for set it out. She probably, I mean, she click-clacks too, so, you know, fair comparison a little bit, just a little bit. But, you know, they was having a good time. Everybody was cool. And they just want the momentum to be the same. Because they said sometimes when, like, certain people are not there, a.k.a. Candy and Kenya, the vibe is good. And then sometimes when they come back, it just get thrown off a little bit. And even no matter who you like, you can kind of say that that's a little bit of a truth. Okay? Because we've seen it a little bit. And that's just because they all have had issues at that moment with each other. So it can go either way, you know, depending on who's there or who's not. You know, it can go either way depending on what issue is going on at the time. So I'm not going to fault her for saying that. But also, they you know, Candy telling them about, because they asked about the whole situation with the hospital. She said, girl, they thought it was like The Walking Dead up in there. Basically, they did an x-ray, told Kenya nothing was fractured, just gave her a prescription for some medication, and that's it. And then Drew was like, well, since you're going to leave early today, tomorrow or whatever, I want to bring this up about the whole situation. You know, when I had a little breakdown, and I was, crying at the table and all that stuff. And before she can even say it, Candy said it. Candy said, and I said, and sing. Because, you know, you was sitting there, you was doing what you was doing, and I know we all have our moments where we be a little bit too dramatic, and I was just trying to be funny because I just didn't feel like it was all of that. And at the end of the day, again, Candy, even if you didn't feel like that, you know, I still feel as though that's your friend. Certain time and a place, depending on the situation, the time and the place. I never say no and sing when my friend is crying, regardless of how it may look or how I may feel. I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm not going to make light of the situation at that moment, and that's basically what Drew was trying to get at. You made light of it. You didn't even get up to go see what she doing, you know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like it wasn't that deep, but obviously it was deep enough for her. And if you would have went out there to see, you probably would have understood what was going on. But hey, that's just me. So basically, you know, Drew called Candy out. Candy ain't like to be called out, and that's the issue in itself. But and I'm listen, this is just honest, the truth. I'm giving y'all the real. The way that Candy basically said, well, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't like that. I did not like that because I don't feel like she was sorry. It just didn't sound like she was sorry, Candy girl. I'm sorry. It was just one of those situations where you said, I'm sorry, just to shut her up, okay? It did not feel genuine or whatever, but hey, it is what it is. They started talking about Mommy Nation and how Sonya feels about her household dynamic changing, and the fact that her sister and her is like butting heads because of the whole dynamics that's changing and all that stuff, and how come she didn't show up at the Mommy Nation brunch. Then we get into Sheree talking about something. I don't see none of y'all name down on the mailing list for She by Sheree. Baby, are we coming back to this? Why? And like the girl said, don't try to make it seem as though they did not try to come together and try to get something for your stuff and to support your stuff. Because I guaranteed you, you can go back. Just about everybody that I've seen that would have popped up on my timeline, they was talking about She by Sheree from the cast when they said it was out and it was ready to go. They were talking about it. Candy was talking about it. Other people on the cast was talking about it. So you cannot say that them girls was not trying to support. And again, you can't support what's not there, okay? And it wasn't there. And like Sonya said, well, we were so hyped to get it when it first came out, but then all that stuff went down, and so we forgot about it. So hell, it is what it is. Let that go. But anyway, they went from talking about that to twerking and sexy dancing. I guess that's what they want to call it. Now, Drew, you was acting like you was about to bang somebody, okay? I said, why are we rubbing all on each other and all that stuff? You know, you just doing a lie. And I was just sitting here like putting the pieces together. Drew, you are a liar. Shit. Oh my God. I ain't even say it like that, but girl, I got to agree with Marlo. Like, bitch, sometimes you just can't tell when she's telling the truth, because let me tell you something. There is no reason to lie, especially at this moment. Maybe she lied because at the time her and Ralph was still together. I don't know. But they said production wrapped up at 11:47. An hour later, they was up in there still talking about Bolo stuff, because it came up earlier when Courtney said that they was in her neck of the woods, where she was from or whatever, when they had went down there to the house where the Bolo incident went down that a couple of seasons ago. But the whole thing of the Bolo situation came up. It was that night talking about something basically that you know, Drew and LaToya, they had kissed. They was kissing and hunching on each other. And she was like, I had never kissed her, whatever. And LaToya said that Candy told her to say that at the reunion and all that stuff. Candy said, how you gonna tell me what I saw? You can't make me unsee what I saw. And one thing I ain't is a liar. You can call me a whole bunch of stuff, but I am not a liar. And I have to agree with that. Listen, Drew, do I believe it happened? Hell yes. Ain't nobody finna allow nobody like that, and it ain't gonna come out to be true. Because why is it come back around like this? Girl, you kissed that girl, you like that girl, and now you finna be crying over Ty and her plastic. Now, I know it's probably editing, but when they said 3 months later and they was showing the whole thing about the little synopsis of them, Ralph filing for divorce, and then the producer had asked, so did you have anything going on with Ty? And then the way that they edited, Drew was sitting there like this, the next thing you know, I said, bitch, that lady got you going in the brain already. Oh, that plastic was hitting your soul. Got you crying and emotional already. The end of the day, shit. I said, girl, stop lying. Stop lying. Y'all was doing some stuff because Mimi was mad. Baby, Mimi was mad, and I feel like something really happened because Mimi don't mess with Ty like that. Mimi don't mess with Ty no more. Okay? And we know that they had an on and off again, and they was together. And then I didn't even know that they had broken up until I saw some type of interview or whatever, and she was pissed. She was pissed. And they was like, so she got something going on with Drew. She was like, you'll see it on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I said, oh, all right. Well, Drew, it is what it is, right? But is my thing affected? I got bit. Anyway, that was the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys tell me how you feel. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.